Hi everybody, today we will be exploring data modeling. Firstly, a scientific model is a representation of scientific ideas and observations. To evaluate a model, we look at the goodness of fit between the model and the data. Measures of goodness of fit typically summarize the inconsistency between observed values and the values expected under the model in question. One of the goals of data modeling is to create the most efficient method of storing information while still providing for complete access and reporting. Ultimately, the main data modeling techniques include predictive, creating and adjusting a statistical model to predict future outcomes. To measure the predictive power of a model, we can compute the coefficient of determination, more commonly known as R². One of the primary goals of predictive analytics is to assign a probability, predictive score, for the likelihood that an organizational unit, for example a customer, vehicle or component, will behave a certain way. Our second type is called a statistical. A statistical model is a simplified mathematical way to approximate reality, that is, what generates your data, and to make predictions for this approximation. The statistical model is the mathematical equation that is used. This type of modeling includes things like confidence intervals as well as ANOVA. Following on, we have descriptive. A descriptive model is describing the data in a form that allows for future action strategies, but it is not a precise event. Rather, it is a perspective into large quantities of data, such as through the use of tables, so we can make sense of the data. It describes data in clusters so that it doesn't need to be accurate, just approximate. And finally, we have graphical. A graphical data modeling technique is used to visualize structure and meaning. It is a form of multivariate analysis that uses graphs to represent models. It allows us to define general algorithms that show probability of an inference occurring. Now let's look at a practical example to harness our knowledge gained. So the example we have here is contrast the use of a statistical model with the use of a predictive model. Firstly, we should know that the verb contrast means to differentiate. So when answering this question, we should be using language of differentiation. Thus, our answer should look something like as follows. A statistical model is a simplified mathematical way to approximate reality, where the statistical model is a mathematical equation itself that is used to generate the data. An example of this could be confidence intervals. On the other hand, so this is our language of contrast, a predictive model is when a statistical model is adjusted to predict future outcomes, where the purpose is to assign a probability for the likelihood of an event happening in a certain way. For instance, assigning a probability to a custom behaving a certain specific way is a part of predictive data modeling. So that answer right there is how you would answer that question of contrast the use of statistical model with the use of a predictive model. I hope you have now gained a stronger understanding of data modeling. Thanks for watching. See you later.